I'm going to show you exactly how I mix up my mold material for the best results to hopefully have no air bubbles and to make really detailed molds. The first important step is to have equal parts of both colors. You can weigh them, but you can also just really carefully estimate with your eye, and that's okay too. The second thing is that when you mix them together, you want to do it both quickly and carefully. I'll show you exactly what I do. This is an unedited 30 seconds of me mixing this up. First, I use my fingers like this to literally press it all into each other, and then it's a quicker kneading process. I hope you can see that I'm pressing it into itself and not folding it onto itself in a way that would trap air. This is called the smash and spread, and my goal here is that I don't want to see any marbling of the colors. I don't want to see two colors. I want to see one thoroughly mixed color at the end, and we're pretty much getting there. This is it. I have a little stuck to my hand there. The next step is to roll it into a ball, and a hot tip here is to give it a bit of a peek at whatever contact point it's going to be receiving your original. So it's a little bit raised there, and then I'll press down the snail and I'll pull the sides up. This is my preferred method. I'll show you a second method in a minute. Whoops, no depth perception under the camera for a minute, but I want to keep pulling the sides up for about the first 20 seconds after I set this to make sure they don't slump. And here I'm checking it with my fingernail. I see it leaves no mark, so it has set. Now we can see a few things. There are two kinds of bubbles. One here is in the design, in the detail of the spiral. This can be avoided by making a pointier peak with the mold material, which traps less air as you collapse the mold onto the design. Second are these mold bubbles. These do happen. If these are in a sensitive part of your design, you may need to make a new mold. Patching bubbles typically goes less well than just starting over. So here's a new batch of material mixed up. I'll make it even pointier this time. And on it goes. We won't have air trapped between. I will also show you a second way to set the mold up, which is using gravity to pull the mold down onto the item. I feel I have less control this way. I don't use this method very often, but if you're sure to tuck it in, gently snuggle the material up to the item, it can give you a really nice tight result. And you can see no air bubbles against the spiral this time. Those tiny dots are smaller than the point of a pin, and just picking up the existing dots in the spiral of the original item. And so we have made an excellent mold.